Welcome back, everybody. Dylan from Space Cadet Crypto here, coming back with another crypto.com episode, crypto.com coin and CRO token. Let's see how it's doing today. It is doing way better, as you already know, because all the altcoins are doing great right now. Bitcoin found its bottom. As for right now, it's still iffy if Bitcoin can actually go back down and maybe make a higher high still. But for right now, Bitcoin is holding at around 53,900. It's been floating around the 53s to 54s today. But remember, we do have high resistance at the $55,000 area for Bitcoin, because that was a key level to hold once we were creating a symmetrical triangle. Let's take a look at that actually really quick, just so you guys know what I'm talking about here. But right now, if we're looking right here, we do have this big descending triangle that we were creating for the last 3 days before we had that bigger drop off until we created a symmetrical triangle down here. But this descending triangle had a lot of resistance and support right here at this 55 54 thousand dollar area. If we look here at the VPR, right here at this high volume node, we had a lot of volume being traded here at the $55,000 mark until we ultimately could not hold that level, had a retest here at the final top part of this resistance, and then we ultimately came back down, broke through this resistance, and came all the way down here to the 47,000s. So we did hold this node, this high volume node right here in this area right here, right around the 50K area. Once we did drop down, we found a tremendous amount of buying pressure here from our high green volume, our buying volume right here coming up, and we saw that move up to right around here where we're at, around the $54,000 area, because we have a high volume node here, and then we have a lot of low volume right here. So it was easy for the price to come down in this direction, and it was also easy for it to come back up in this direction here. But the moment of truth for Bitcoin is still yet to come, if we're going to see it move towards the upside and retest this ultimate area of support right here. That was support, but since broken down at around $58,000. So that is a little bit ways to go, because like we see how we have a lot of volume right here. So there's gonna be a lot of resistance. And we also see, if we took our EMA ribbon, we actually broke through our EMA ribbon, and now we're starting to use it as support right here. Our last green 4-hour candle is being used as support for the EMA ribbon, as you can see right there. But Bitcoin is not out of the woods just yet, but is looking very bullish at this moment, that we only went down to around $56,000 and ultimately got that bump right here to the upside for Bitcoin. But let me put my EMA ribbon back on again, and we see like we're just starting to use it as support. So that's a very bullish thing. We were flipping bearish at this moment for the last week or two of just downside. We have been bearish, but as of right now, it is looking like it's bullish again. If we zoom out, we look here, we had our bearish flip here of Bitcoin, continual downside resistance here until we finally broke back up, and hopefully we can see in the next couple day or two, we see this flip again to have the EMA as a bullish flip, so we can use that momentum to go towards the upside and ultimately test our $58,000 region, because look, we just had a fake out right here of this ascending triangle. If we can make it up here and create this as support. So Bitcoin right now is looking good. And remember, when I told you, once we found bottom with Bitcoin, we would see all these altcoins overperform the market. Ethereum also, I made a video on Ethereum. If you appreciate this content, remember, hit that like button, because I made a video on Ethereum, and a lot of people are happy that I made that, because I said that Ethereum had an amazing potential to go to the upside. And I made that video around 2,200 for Ethereum, and right now it's actually been up. It's actually 2,500 right now. So I think it was like a 10% move on Ethereum since yesterday. So it's still a great opportunity to get into Ethereum once we see one more slight pullback. But I do see its continual price target of $2,800 in the next coming week or two, because Bitcoin is becoming less volatile in its downward path. Now we're finding some momentum towards the upside, but we will have to see with Bitcoin. It's still right now in a critical area where it's just been balancing between 53 to 54K. But right now it's still looking good for Bitcoin. But remember, altcoins are doing better right now, and that leads to our main topic, which is crypto.com coin. And why don't we take a look at crypto.com coin and see what it's actually doing right now. So in my last video for crypto.com, I said it was still in this ascending triangle right here, but it's since broken now. I tried to find support right here in this area of upwards support well, we found support right here, we found support right here, ultimately came back up, could not have the momentum, found resistance here at this EMA ribbon. This is a 4-hour chart. We did break down, we found support right here at this support box. We found support many times before right here and right here. So it is looking pretty good for crypto.com, because once we did find that support, we did break through it. But ultimately today, we had some trouble coming back up, but we ended up being on top of this support box, right? It was huge resistance because we found resistance right here and we found some resistance right here, but we ended up with Bitcoin's momentum and all the altcoins and the total crypto market cap going back above 2 trillion today. We did see a move with all these altcoins, especially crypto.com. A lot of people were talking smack about crypto.com, but now it went from 14 cents to the low to now around 19 cents. So that's a very good sign. It has reclaimed this area of support relatively easy, right? We had a slight rejection here. Our momentum did go down a little bit, but we did not get pushed back down to this golden pocket area, which is a very strong momentum indicator right here that we did have the momentum to move back up onto this support box. And we saw that right here, very, very oversold, like I said in my last video. Remember, if you don't want to miss any of these updates, especially for crypto.com or any other altcoin I see have a lot of potential, make sure to hit that subscribe button and like this video, because I will be updating you daily. All right, so like we said before, extremely oversold. So now we had a big move with the RSI, and so now we're in a little bit of a overbought territory. Not too crazy just yet like we had over here where we're peeping outside of the RSI box, but we're still making our way up here. And as we noticed before, we saw a lot of resistance coming here in this area, so just be careful. We might get a slight pullback right here, maybe to confirm this support box as truly support, so we can move to our next target here. But I'm seeing the next target for crypto.com coin being around 19 to 20 cent mark, and then we will ultimately test that upwards ascending support right here at 21 cents. And that's the area you want to look for, 21 cents, because once we get to 21 cents, it is not a far move towards the upside here to 24 cents. And let's look at our VPR too. Let's see where some other areas of resistance could be. So right now, this whole area right here is a lot of resistance, because we did see a lot of trading volume in this vicinity of these two channels right here. So we do know that it is going to take a while for it to go back up, but if we have the momentum like all these other altcoins are doing, then we could ultimately get past and use this top of this fib retracement level at 22 cents as support to ultimately retest the local highs and then make it to my price target of this ascending triangle here at 36 cents. So that is a very good possibility that crypto.com is going to be having in the next couple of weeks right here during May for that price target. And if let's also look at our fib retracement level. Let's go from swing high to swing low right here. And we're also seeing the same thing. We're seeing we're using the 0.382 as support right now of this 18 cent area. Let's zoom in a little bit more right here. And we are also finding a lot of resistance here at the golden pocket around 20 to 21 cents. Like I said before, remember, this is a part of the ascending support right here. So it was good support in the previous times, but now it might be acting as a very hard resistance. And we see that confluence right here because we see our golden pocket going right on top of it as well. But the fact that we are breaking through this EMA and starting to use it as support is a very positive sign that we're going to be going to the upside. We just have to wait for a confirmation of this EMA ribbon flipping bullish, because here it flipped bearish. We want that flip again to happen where we have the yellow lines on top and the red lines on the bottom. But as of right now, crypto.com is reclaiming its previous resistance as support again, and we're breaking back into this area of this ascending triangle. So that's a very good thing. But remember, we have resistance at 20 to 21 cents. So that can be our price target for right now, 21 cents. A slight rejection to this 0.5 fib level to ultimately continue breaking through to our previous all-time highs at around 25 cents. So that is what's in the cards for crypto.com compared to the USDT chart. Now let's look at our crypto.com compared to the BTC chart. Okay, so we are looking good on this as well. We can see that it has been, this is compared to the Bitcoin pricing. So we know that since crypto.com is only worth 19 cents or on 19 cents at this moment of recording, that means it is very small compared to Bitcoin. It is only one crypto.com coin at 19 cents is 0.0000345 of a Bitcoin. So a very small fraction of a Bitcoin. Obviously, it's only pennies. OneCrypto.com coin, but we are seeing bullish price pattern forming right here. We did see a tremendous move to the upside when Crypto.com had that massive spike from around 5 cents to 27 cents here. So we did see it move up higher in its pricing compared to Bitcoin because it was increasing in price. And since then, we've seen that drop, and then we've been consolidating in the symmetrical triangle until again, we did break the triangle pattern, but we ultimately found support here at my support box and at the golden pocket area. Very confluent in these areas, and also an area of very high volume. So a lot of volume was being traded at this point where people were buying. They're buying the dip after this exponential curve because they knew the potential of crypto.com coin to ultimately ride it up here. So we did see a move towards the downside and it breaking this pattern. But if we zoom in more, let's see what's going on right here. We have reclaimed that price pattern action right here. We've got up, bounced up, a nice bounce right here from around 293 to 349. So a nice move to the upside. And then we did find support right here on this fib retracement level and at this ascending support. And then we're ultimately kind of just battling within this range right here. So we might see a little bit more sideways action until we ultimately reflip this bullish, because we had a bearish flip right here on the EMA, and then ride it all the way up here to our next resistance of around 384 of a Bitcoin. So I think that's what, some ridiculously small percentage of Bitcoin, but it's going to be moving towards the upside, and ultimately we could have that breakout at that moment. We still had a fake out, but we have broken back into this pattern. So it's a very good thing for crypto.com coin. And let's see here, anything else we can see. Let's check the daily as well. Let's see here, the daily. We did have a nice wick here 3-4 days ago when we ultimately did hit that lower price target right here. We had a nice big wick. That's a very bullish wick. And now we had an indecision candle right here. And now we're ultimately breaking into here. So we will see in the next 12 hours and 57 minutes where this candle closes. If it closes above this resistance box, that means that we had continued momentum to go back up and retest this area right here. And as you can see on the daily, we did break through this EMA ribbon right here. Let me just erase this last fib retrace level. But we did break through this EMA ribbon coming here towards the downside, and now we're retesting this area. So we're going to find a lot of resistance here at the 19-cent mark on the daily. But if we can reclaim this as well, because look, it's just in the midst of flipping bearish. So if we can reclaim this before it flips bearish, that is a very good indication that we could continue up to our next price target of 22 cents, and then ultimately our next final one before we break through this pattern at 24.85. So that is it for crypto.com. I hope you enjoyed my content. Remember, hit that like button if you enjoy it, and leave down in the comment section below what you think your price predictions are for crypto.com coin. I'm thinking by the end of May, at least 36 to 40 cents for crypto.com before we have another little retracement and then a consolidation for a couple weeks until we ultimately move up to my $1.50 price target right there, because I got that valuation from just its coin market cap of crypto.com. Right now, let's take a look. I think it's at 5 or 6 billion last time I checked, and Binance coin was at 90 billion at around $600. So they're both exchange tokens. If crypto.com gets even half that valuation at around 50 billion, then we can see a 10x from here. So almost a $2 crypto.com coin. So I'm being modest. I'm saying $1.50, but nothing is out of the cards at this moment, especially because altcoin season is about to kick off. Bitcoin is finding its footing right now. It's around 53 to 54. So if this continues, even just sideways action for Bitcoin, we can see crypto.com explode in the next coming days and weeks. But that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for sticking through all the way to the end. And if you haven't, check out my other videos on some altcoins. I put my Ethereum one out. It's a very interesting one to look at. And also, I'm going to be putting some other altcoin specific ones like Cardano. I'm going to be looking at Litecoin because it's recently been getting some buzz, and maybe some chilies. So that is it for this video. Thank you a lot. Peace out.